Hello, my name is Skylar, and today I'm going to be talking about the advancements in powder coatings and also the benefits. So what is the purpose of powder coatings and what is the benefit of them? So a powder coating is a dry finishing powder that is used in industrial work as well as print work, basically to make decorative finishes, protective coatings, and more. You can often see it on either cars or you can even see it on shower rods. A powder coating is an additional powdered substance that is added to a printed substrate. And basically the substrate is attached, and that's the powder or coating itself, by static electricity. And then there's also different methods like the duplex system where it is actually added through heated steel. It's basically like a coating that is used for multiple coloring and products like matte finishes and hammered tones. It's also the additive in this powder coating that creates the type of finish and color you want. On our side, you see our table 1. It does show some of the benefits that we're also going to be talking about in the next slide. That involves like durability, thick film coatings, and of course there is also liquid coating and powder coating when it comes to these. What are the benefits? So again, like we mentioned earlier, it's incredibly durable. It's very hard to scratch. It's also resistant to chemicals, especially corrosive ones. You'll actually see this later on. They're even adding in more in the future. They're just a little bit stunted by COVID-19 right now. It's incredibly environmentally friendly. So while painted substances actually have formaldehyde, that's really toxic to breathe in, these ones do not. It's cost effective, so when you put powder on and substance basically, or something that you're trying to attach it to, sometimes there's actually excess that you can use again. Same thing with it being cost effective is it's actually energy efficient. So a lot of the machinery that is used doesn't use as much energy, and it just basically it costs less to use. It's also antimicrobial. In the middle of COVID-19, that's really, really big. Basically, anything that has this powder coating on it is less likely to have germs on it. It can also cover a lot of textures and surfaces. While paint would have jagged edges, this one would not. And then the same thing with the limitless color range. It comes in matte, hammered tones, gloss, whichever additive you would like to add, it would create that. And then here we are talking about the additives in one of our reviews of literature. First, I wanted to go over some of the additives. So as you can see with the bike handle at the top, that's actually one of the examples where it's actually a glossy finish too. So it can come on neons, candies, metallics, pearls, chameleon, and even glow in the dark. And you can see a couple of them there where they have like the different like sparkles in them, or even like matte textures where they don't have that. An analogy that is used a lot is it's the flavors and spices of the coating. So basically your additive determines what you get. And then this can be used through thickeners, pigments, curing catalysts, and a bunch of other different types of resin properties. Lastly, we also have powder coatings in the construction industry and why it's so important. They are saying that by 2024, it will take over about 13% of the industrial coatings market, which is huge. That just means it's going to actually start climbing, and I'm pretty sure after 2024, it'll be even bigger, as it is basically a lot less expensive and just durable. And basically, it lasts longer than paint would, while paint can get scratched easier. In terms of like end use, basically the volume is anticipated to increase, especially like appliances and consumer electronics, just because it does last longer and it's more affordable. And then the duplex system that I actually mentioned earlier is basically by getting this powder coating, and rather than using the static electricity, it's painted over like hot dipped galvanized steel. And then you can actually see how it's like applied. You have like the steel component, which is the original base that you would heat up. And then the zinc layer is basically when you dip it in the hot galvanized material. And then iron phosphating. And then the non-chrome basically allows it to stick to that. And then you have of course, the very end, which is the coating material. In conclusion, powder coating technology has become one of the most sustainable options in the printing industry. I would expect to see more of it. It just makes peak performance designs. It's amazing. And then here are some images of basically someone using the machinery or a gemma. And thank you again for listening to my video and talking about powder coatings.